All right, looking at one more section today in our study called Put on the New. Tomorrow, look at the conclusion. But we're in Colossians 3:15 today, talking about putting on a new mindset. We talked about putting on new qualities, a new name, and now we're talking about a new mindset. So we're to put on love with all of its different parts, and along with that comes a new mindset. First of all, peace. First, we're to let the peace of Christ rule in our hearts. Jesus said in John 14:27 that he gave his peace to us. This peace comes from the knowledge that even though in this world we will have tribulations, Jesus has overcome the world. This is the peace that passes all understanding. Jesus will never leave us nor forsake us. He is our peace. And this peace drives us to live at peace with one another, to be peacemakers. We become blessed peacemakers because we know who Jesus is and what he's done for us. We need to let this peace rule in our hearts. It ought to control our emotions. We need to let it rule. That's what he's saying. Let it rule. It will rule. The peace of Christ will rule if you let it. The word for rule was commonly applied to those who presided over the Olympic Games. So they were the arbiters, the umpires, if you will, like we have today, that watch to make sure everything is done by the rules. So we're prone to inner chaos, right? Which leads to outward arguments and strife with others. We allow our selfishness, our desires, our evil desires, our emotions to cause problems, and that's where we end up having strife with others. That's where we have problems, because we allow our emotions to take control. But we need an umpire for our emotions. We need an umpire for our souls, and that is Christ's peace, which will rule our hearts if we let it. So let it rule, right? You got a problem with your emotions out of control. They're causing you all kinds of problems. Let it rule. Please, let his peace calm your soul. This is the problem with so many people I talk counsel with all the time. And it's just like, man, you got to let the peace of Christ rule. You got to lead with your brain, not with your emotions. Oh, it's my heart. No, it's the emotions, man. That's the problem. That's the problem you have. You're letting your emotions control you. Your brain has been checked at the door, right? You know what's true. Just follow that. It's a choice you have to make. And it might be a choice you have to make every second of every single day. It might be that hard. But you have to let it rule. It will rule. And so the idea is that it will get better. You will have yourself more under control. A lot of people just give up. They won't let the peace of Christ rule them. And they're just like, well, this is just who I am. This is just my personality. No, it's not. Being out of control emotionally is not your personality. That is sin. And you can control it by putting on the peace of Christ. Plain simple. Boom. The answer is simple, right? But you might struggle with that. And that's where you need counseling. That's where you need church to help you out. That's where you need that kind of help. That's where the church can build you up in that. You got to let them know you got a problem, though. And then the last thing is thankfulness. Along with peace comes thankfulness. Paul circles back around to thankfulness again and again and again in this book. I'm surprised at how many times he mentions thankfulness in here and being thankful. He does it over and over again. So the idea is be thankful. Let Christ, his peace, rule your life, and then be thankful about things. Thankful for peace, thankful for the love of the church, thankful for being God's chosen, holy, and beloved one. The list goes on and on. So we need to put on the mindset that the peace of Christ should be ruling my heart, and I need to be thankful all the time. Have you thought about that lately? Have you thought about letting the peace of Christ rule your heart? Have you thought about being thankful? Hopefully it's not just a day in November for you. Hopefully it's happening all the time. That's the problem, though. We need to remember to be thankful. And we need to let the peace of Christ rule. I need to let it rule in my own heart. And I need to be more thankful, too. We need to put these on today. Plain simple. Put it on like you just put on your clothes this morning as you got out of bed. Put on the peace of Christ. Let it rule. Put on thankfulness. Let it go. And so I'll end there for today, and come back tomorrow and we'll look at the conclusion of our study.